Final Fantasy XVI is absolutely shattering sales records in Japan and leaving its competition in the dust. Despite the controversy surrounding its launch, the sheer numbers speak volumes about the excitement and widespread popularity surrounding this latest installment in the renowned franchise. So naturally, the question is just asking itself, what makes Final Fantasy XVI such an extraordinary phenomenon? Is Final Fantasy XVI the next big thing in gaming? With a staggering 16 mainline entries in the Final Fantasy franchise, or 20 if you include 10-2 and 13-2, the Final Fantasy VII Remake, and Lightning Returns, Final Fantasy XVI stands out unlike any other game in the series. This masterpiece represents an evolution of the character-driven action genre, boldly departing from the RPG foundations upon which the franchise was built. By skillfully merging quick reflexes with character-building RPG mechanics, Final Fantasy XVI places greater emphasis on the action segment than ever before. While it may not achieve perfection in this fusion, the combat is undeniably exceptional for an action RPG, even if it might fall slightly short when compared to the genre's titans. However, even with its imperfections, the combination is potent when paired with Final Fantasy XVI's epic 50-plus hour storyline. This installment boasts an unforgettable journey featuring exceptional characters, masterful world-building, an awe-inspiring soundtrack, and jaw-dropping moments and graphics rarely witnessed in any other game. As the latest addition to a long-standing series, Final Fantasy XVI represents a radical departure, perhaps the most significant since the shift to real-time battles. It boldly declares itself a self-professed action RPG, unapologetic and proud. Those who have experienced the entirety of the game so far believe it may very well secure a place in the Hall of Fame of PlayStation epics. The big setting. Final Fantasy XVI transports us to the captivating realm of Valisthea, with a particular focus on two expansive islands that make up a continent absolutely teeming with geopolitical complexity. Straight off the bat, the setting is, well, really setting things up for legendary storyline. The two islands house 5 colossal mother crystals, scattered out to fuel the ambitions of various nationwide states. Depending on the nature of their rulers, these nations strive for either survival or supremacy. The crystals serve as the wellspring for all magical powers within this realm, with a few notable exceptions known as dominants. These extraordinary individuals possess the ability to channel the immense power of legendary summoned beings called icons. Longtime fans may recognize iconic names such as Ifrit, Garuda, Titan, and Shiva from previous Final Fantasy games. Through a remarkably gritty lens, Final Fantasy XVI leads us to envision the repercussions of harnessing such unfathomable power on a pseudo-medieval battlefield. The result is awe-inspiring destruction, much akin to a nuclear-level threat. This is also what serves as a driving force behind the game's overarching plot, and we see this story unfold through the eyes of a certain Clive Rossfield. The characters. Once the discarded heir to the Kingdom of Rosaria, we encounter Clive as a melancholic mercenary navigating his way through a clash of mighty icons. Through poignant flashbacks, we gain insight into the tragedy that shaped him into the enigmatic character he has become. As the game progresses, we journey alongside Clive in different stages of his life, traversing 3 distinct time periods in chronological order. Along the way, he forges unbreakable alliances, discovers his own ability to harness the power of icons, and unearths his big destiny that lies ahead. While Final Fantasy XVI's broad strokes may not revolutionize the genre, its maturity and uncompromising tone breathe new life into the series. This is a visceral and profanity-laced adventure that fearlessly delves into profound themes, and delivering twists that would make Game of Thrones proud. Of course, within Final Fantasy XVI, lighter moments do surface occasionally, and side quests inject some much-needed levity into the experience. However, overall, this is a narrative that takes itself rather seriously. Fortunately, it is presented with unparalleled panache, boasting the finest voice acting ever witnessed in this series. You really have to experience it for yourself.
Fascinating.
And amidst the backdrop of bribery, assassinations, invasions, and nocturnal raids, we assume the role of Clive, determined to upend the power structure in Valisthea. His transformation through the game is not accomplished through dialogue choices, as the game lacks them entirely, nor through persuasive rhetoric. Rather, Clive and his eclectic band of allies, often comprising his loyal canine companion Torgal and childhood friend Jill, will rather employ the language of combat to solve their problems. Combat system. Gone are the days of Final Fantasy's turn-based battles, replaced by fully realized action-oriented combat reminiscent of titles such as Devil May Cry or Bayonetta. However, Final Fantasy XVI's system is more accessible and less convoluted to master. You predominantly control Clive, occasionally embracing the power of a fearsome icon for grand-scale explosive confrontations as you engage your adversaries head-on. Executing basic combos is relatively easy, but precise dodging becomes pivotal in many encounters. The inclusion of a parry system adds another layer of depth, complementing the wide array of abilities at your disposal. While these abilities have cooldowns reminiscent of the traditional mechanics, the combat system remains refreshingly innovative. Undoubtedly, there will be lamentations from the players who don't exactly like change, but Final Fantasy XVI justifies its decision by delivering combat that is undeniably exhilarating and offering a range of abilities that yield diverse and gratifying opportunities to alter the tide of battle. The crux of your decision-making lies in balancing cooldown duration against the potency of each ability. By the later stages of the game, you can swiftly switch between 6 abilities, and how you configure these loadouts can significantly impact the outcome of a confrontation. While Final Fantasy XVI's combat system may not delve as deeply as its counterparts in titles like Devil May Cry 5 in terms of combo complexity, it remains an absolute blast to play. Between battles, you navigate through relatively linear environments that guide you from point A to point B, occasionally offering minor diversions along the way. Although the world of Final Fantasy XVI is technically interconnected, it manifests more as a series of interconnected hubs than a fully immersive open world. As you progress, side quests become more abundant, yet they often feel tangential to the main narrative. Nonetheless, a couple of these quests yield substantial rewards, such as acquiring a chocobo for swifter traversal. Makes it worthwhile to complete the majority of them, at least until the later stages of the game. Insane graphics. With its gritty storyline and revolutionary all-action battle system, the game already boasts numerous merits. However, it is on the technical front where Final Fantasy XVI truly shines, delivering awe-inspiring triumphs. This game really is a visual powerhouse that seamlessly transitions between shockingly impressive cutscenes and mind-blowing gameplay moments. From the mesmerizing particle effects of screen-filling spells to the monumental scale of its colossal monsters and battles, Final Fantasy XVI represents the pinnacle of visual polish and artistic grandeur within the series. The level of detail lavished upon character models is nothing short of outrageous. During story scenes, their flawless lip-syncing and impeccable emotive performances create a captivating cinematic experience, although this quality falters a little when interacting with side quest givers. Each member of the cast delivers an exceptional performance, with Ben Starr's portrayal of Clive standing out as particularly solid performance. The manipulation of color and light throughout the game is a deliberate artistic choice that profoundly alters the atmosphere of various locations. Something tells me you're going to be taking a lot of screenshots with this one. These sequences often mark climactic moments in the narrative, accompanied by boss fights that defy belief with their astonishing scale. While occasional awkward moments persist, they are inconsequential in comparison to the captivating visuals that will leave us with an indelible mark on all our senses. The jury's decision. So, pretty much, the combat is nothing short of amazing, keeping you on the edge of your seat with its intensity and strategic depth. Each story beat is a captivating and often shocking revelation, weaving a narrative tapestry that will leave you awestruck. While it's true that the RPG elements have been simplified compared to previous entries, don't let that discourage you. For most fans of the series, it's hardly a deal breaker. Final Fantasy XVI still manages to captivate and immerse you in its world, offering a fresh and invigorating take on the franchise. As a Final Fantasy fan, or a big supporter of action games, this is an absolute must-play on the PlayStation 5. Square Enix have truly outdone themselves with this release, pushing the boundaries of what the console can achieve. If you're seeking an experience that strays from the beaten path while still embodying the essence of Final Fantasy, look no further. Final Fantasy XVI is here to satisfy your cravings and provide a fantastic gaming experience that most likely will leave you craving even more. So, how excited are you for Final Fantasy XVI? As excited as I am? Not possible. If you liked the video, make sure you check out some of my other videos, such as the top 15 gaming experiences of all time. Thanks for watching. See ya.